So this movie is getting wrecked by fans and critics. The MCU movies are in an interesting place right now, I feel like. Technically, all the movies aren't really connecting or leading up to anything, like how it set up Thanos in the last two movies, Infinity War and Endgame. But I honestly just kind of don't care. I just want to see some good, fun, entertaining Marvel movies. The fact that people are complaining that like all these movies aren't like connecting, or it kind of bugs me. I feel like Thor 4 is a movie in the MCU that's kind of splitting Marvel fans like the most right now. People are complaining about the comedy, people are complaining about the action, the CGI. It's a super high budget movie and these visual effects look so bad. It's like this movie successfully set out to just be an entertaining rom-com action movie, and that's literally all it was supposed to be. Obviously, it's not going to compare to Thor Ragnarok, because I mean that movie's like top 5 Marvel movies. And this movie tries to be like Thor Ragnarok, and in some ways mostly succeeds. This is first and foremost a comedy movie. Like, you are meant to just have a good time and laugh. And also there's the romantic element to it in it as well, with the whole Jane situation. And that was very entertaining. Like, first of all, Gore is a fantastic character. He's a great villain. Christian Bale is perfect. He's menacing, he's interesting, he made sense. His arc was emotional. The whole entire movie opens with him, and usually when a movie starts out with the villain, that's how you kind of know it's a good time. I feel like Gore could have been in the movie a bit longer too, which is great because he was so awesome. I want more of him. The first act though does start a bit rushed. Many things are pushed aside / glossed over. But when the movie starts, it keeps going. It feels like the whole movie is kind of missing like 10 to 15 minutes of runtime. The pacing and the continuity, and just like things happen and then it just cuts to, oh, they're all okay. And it's like they could have just had like a couple scenes of like maybe them gathering themselves and finding a place. It's just like there's many moments that just feel like moments are missing. I mean, this is the shortest MCU movie, and like you can kind of feel as if moments are missing from the movie. People are complaining about the comedy. I enjoyed it a lot. I don't know if I was just feeling good that day, or it was just really funny, or maybe I'm just like a fan of Taika Waititi's humor. There's like these goats in the movie that were like kind of funny in the beginning, and then like they are still in the movie and it's like they're not that funny, but it wasn't like the worst thing in the world. I feel like the jokes landed like 70-30, which is pretty good in my eyes. I thought Thor's arc was great too. I mean, people complain he's being like an idiot in this movie. I feel like he was very self-aware, and he was simply just a silly person who was just making jokes. He was smart and did regular non-stupid decisions, but just in a very comedic way. And so I thought that element of the movie was amazing as well. And like all of his interactions with Jane Foster and everything, that was great. It was a good time. Like I said, the film is first and foremost a comedy, but there are very dark moments like cut into the film with Christian Bale's character Gore. I feel like sometimes tonally it was a pretty harsh shift, because the film was like so lighthearted and comedic, and then just switches to like people dying and you're like, oh frick, like what the heck just happened? And like once again, you could point out random consistencies in like his character or Thor's character or in the plot. Some of those inconsistencies like kind of make sense, but you can find reasons around them. It just, for me, my first impressions when I came out of the theater and when I was watching the movie, I was having a good time. I was enjoying myself. I was entertained. I was glad to see Thor back, hanging out. Guardians of the Galaxy were chilling there too. Good thing that they weren't there for a long time, but I'm glad that Jane Foster's character wasn't like the worst thing ever. I was really worried that it would like kind of ruin the whole movie, or that she would replace Thor. I'm glad that that didn't happen. And like Taika Waititi himself said that like that's not gonna happen. It's just like this movie was just meant to be a fun time. It's just meant to be another Thor movie. It's definitely not as grand or as epic as the other movies or the other Thor movies. It definitely feels like a smaller film, which is great. I like that. I just want to hang out with Thor. I want him to be with his friends. I want to see a new villain and then like be attached to him. All of like the main issues are like, for me, all the positives of the movie outweigh the negatives. And I simply just enjoyed the movie and had a good time. And if you didn't like the movie, if you thought it was stupid, then well, I guess you just thought it was stupid. But I thought it was funny. I thought it was entertaining, and like obviously it doesn't fit anywhere crazy in the MCU. But I like the universe that it built, the whole gods thing, how there's like a god convention thing. Like, it was fun, and it was funny. And so once again, I had a good time. Definitely small issues in terms of like tonal shifts and a lot of scenes that were cut, dialogue stuff, whatever, that could have helped the movie a little better. But overall, I thought it was fun. So I'll give this movie a 7.5 out of 10.